Morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Oh, see, now that's great. Let's do that one more time. I haven't had that happen in a long time. Good morning, everybody. Boy, you guys should come to town meeting. It would go so much smoother. My name is John Coderre. I'm the town administrator, and on behalf of all of the town and the Board of Selectmen, I welcome everybody to this wonderful groundbreaking today. This project has been many years in the making. Many of the folks that are in the audience here today have had a hand in some form or another to bring this project to the point where it is today. And those of you that have been involved in building projects, you know you talk about it for 7, 8, 9, sometimes 10 years before you get to the point where you're actually standing here. There's a pile of dirt, there's shovels, and things are actually happening. And I just want to take a moment to talk about that process just for a little bit, because there's something special about the town of Northborough. And I've lived here for 17 years. I've worked for the town for 13 years, and I've been the town administrator for the last 8. And it has been my absolute pleasure to be in this town in every capacity, both as a resident, as a parent of children through the school system, and as a town administrator. This town is special. Now, I know everybody thinks wherever they come from is special, but I hate to break the news to you. Northborough is the place that's actually special. Your towns, I'm sure, are nice, but our town has got this core, this special core in it that makes us unique. And to get a project like this through, it takes so many people working together, and it takes so many people acting professionally and with the best interests and the larger interests of the town really at heart. And this is our single largest project monetarily that the town has ever done. It's almost $15 million that the town is responsible for. To put it in perspective, our share of the high school project was $14 million. Hey kids, you guys think is $15 million a lot of money? Yeah, it is. You're all worth it, though. And that's what your community has told you today, is that you're all worth it and that this really matters to us. Moving this project through, we have gone through every single board and committee in this town in some form or another. To get to this project point, we have seen and achieved unanimous support from every single member of every single board and committee in this town. That is an amazing feat. We went through town meeting with, I'm going to call it unanimous support. We had 2 questions, neither of which were votes against this project, and that's an open town meeting. When we went to the ballot to get this project approved as a debt-excluded project to pay for it, it was approved by this community at approximately 80%. Now, I'm not aware of any other school building project that made it through a process in a town that's had that much support and that much backing from all the people that are involved. And here's where the thing about Northborough is special. Outside of, obviously, the people and everybody that comes and volunteers in 100 different capacities, be it on a board, a building committee, or showing up at town meeting. The thing that makes me most proud of this community always is that everybody works together. You cannot manufacture or force a culture of professionalism, collaboration, and respect. And basically, it's that winning combination that has gotten to us to this point today. So I thank you. I thank everybody who's been involved in this project. I do want to acknowledge we do have Danielle Gregoire. Where did you slip off to? Our representative, our state representative is here. We have members of the building committee, our architects, Lamro Pagano. I see Katie Crockett in the back. Katie's just been phenomenal in terms of her willingness to listen and put what it is that we envision for our community into this building. It's been just an absolutely wonderful process. And last but not least, I did mention that the town is spending about $15 million on this project. The total project cost is $25.5 million. And that other roughly $10.4 million is coming from the state Massachusetts School Building Authority. And we had to go through a very lengthy process to get that money so that this project could happen. And where's Charles Gobran? He's over there talking always. Former Superintendent Charles Gobran. I just want to acknowledge him because Charles was instrumental in getting this project up to this point before handing it over to the current superintendent, Christine Johnson. But Charles and I enjoyed at least a half a dozen lovely trips into Boston to MSBA for various approval. I don't know that we ever went the same way, Charles, or ever parked in the same place. But that was an experience. But one of the things that MSBA told us, the staff behind the scenes told us, one of the reasons why they liked our project all along is they said because the town came as a united group, and the superintendent and myself and everybody involved always came to them and said, this is what the town of Northborough needs. This is what we are asking for. There was never any divisiveness on our side, and Charles and I always backed each other up, and the building committee backed us up, and the Board of Selectmen and the school committee, appropriations and financial planning, we were all there as a united front. And that's how you get things done successfully. So I have no question that this project is going to go off well, and we're going to wind up with something that our community is going to be very, very proud of. So again, welcome. And with that, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce a very good friend of mine. She is the CEO of MSBA. She's the deputy treasurer for the state, and probably the best thing on her credentials, she's a former town manager. This is Maureen Valente from the MSBA, and she's going to tell you a little bit about that process. So please give her a warm welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here, and as John says, I come from the same world that he's in. I was town manager of Sudbury for 15 years before joining the MSBA and becoming a deputy treasurer 3 months ago. So on behalf of State Treasurer Deb Goldberg, thank you for inviting me here today and being a part of this event. The MSBA, as John mentioned, is a funding agency. We work with communities to support the design and construction of educationally appropriate, flexible, sustainable, and cost-effective public schools. This is a challenge that faces every state in our country on how to help and assist in the building of and improving, maintaining, adding on to, renovating the school buildings. And many around the country look to the MSBA, how Massachusetts has done it, as a model. We get calls from other states. They try to follow and see how we were able to do it. The legislature created a dedicated funding stream. 1 cent of the sales tax goes to this program, and charged us with evaluating projects and working with communities to try to be able to fund and develop the best public schools in the most cost-effective way that we can. But that critical responsibility that the MSBA has is so much easier when we work with a community like Northborough. What a great team that you have here, and what a good experience it's been to work with. Let me just recognize a few people that we saw as important from our perspective and acknowledge their work. First is your district leadership. Of course, your superintendent, Ms. Christine Johnson, and your principal, Jennifer Parson. Your town administrator, John Coderre, the Board of Selectmen, the building committee, all of those that have worked so hard on this. Your state legislators, too, because we count on their support to be able to continue this program. Your senators, Harriet Chandler and Jamie Eldridge, Representative Danielle Gregor, and Hank Naughton, all are part of the team that we look to and work with for projects such as this. Northborough's assembled a great construction team as well. You've got your owner's project manager, Colliers International, who are here. Architect, Lamoureux Pagano and Associates, also here. We've worked with on other projects. And your general contractor, Brate Builder Corporation. You really do have a good team for this project. I want to acknowledge just for a moment my colleagues back in Boston for the MSBA who've worked on this project. And all of those who've worked on it will tell you there's a lot of intense process that happens to get a project ready, whether it's for the board of directors to invite the community into the capital pipeline and start the grant funding, or when we get throughout the construction. So field coordinator Katie Leffler, project manager Greg Brunel, and our reviewer at the MSBA for this project, John Jump. I just want to give a tip of my hat to them and the amount of effort they've put in on the project. with that, I just thought I'd include a couple of my own thoughts, if I could, at this groundbreaking, because they're so wonderful for the treasurer and for me to be able to go to. We try to go to as many of them as we can. You know, I look back being here at elementary school and think of my childhood when I was your age. My mother would always try to teach me through poems and fables and truisms and little quotes and things to try to get my mind to think about things. When I would face a problem or talk to her about something, she would always seem to answer with one of those little statements. And I'd always want to try to figure out, what does it mean? And then we would discuss what it meant. But one of them that stands out in my mind, comes back so often, is one she would say to me when I had your age and I had a question or a project I was working on. And she would always say, little drops of water, little grains of sand, make the mighty ocean and the pleasant land. And I'd always give her that look. Do you guys give your parents that look sometimes when they say something like, huh? What does that mean? And then we'd talk about it and she'd try to help me understand it. But what I really came away and think about all the time is that it takes a lot of smaller individual items and efforts that to work together to build something as mighty as the ocean and as wonderful as the land. And I look at projects like this, and John already went through acknowledging how many people worked for how long in Northborough. And I look at how many people worked so long and hard back in Boston at the MSBA. And I think how wonderful to see that come together to have this day, that you're able to do the groundbreaking on this renovation in addition to make this school so terrific for the future. Your parents wanted that for you, as John said. They chose this wonderful town for you to grow up in. They looked for a town that had a good local government, that knew how to work well, and they looked for it because they wanted good schools for you to attend. They wanted good teachers, good classrooms, good principal, good superintendent. So they all came together, those bits and pieces, to make this happen. And then they asked the School Building Authority in Boston, where I work, to help them and give them money and construction assistance. And although we have many towns and schools that want such help, we chose Northborough, and we chose this project to work with it. So I'd ask all of you to look around. All of you kids, all these people here are the ones who came together and who are going to come together to use those bulldozers, who are going to do the design work, who are going to manage the building. They all did that for you, and you're part of it. You're the drops of water, too, all coming together for this wonderful school. So you're all very special and very lucky, and on behalf of the MSBA, we're so thrilled to work with you. Thank you very much. Good luck today.
Good morning. How are we doing out there? Good. I think last time we met we sang a song. I'm sure there will be many opportunities for singing some more songs, but today we come together really on behalf of the school community, and as superintendent of schools, I want to thank you for all of your participation throughout this process, and certainly our teachers who have been spirited throughout this building project right from the very start, and for everyone who joins us on this very special day celebrating the renovation of the Lincoln Street School. It is especially a joyful moment when we can be here with our students and with our teachers who, again, will be leading this initiative forward over the next year and a half. The Lincoln Street Elementary School building project truly does represent the collaborative spirit that exists and it lives within the community of Northborough and the Lincoln Street family. We welcome again Ms. Valenti. It's very exciting to have someone travel all the way from Boston. Do we know, boys and girls, where Boston is? Yes, okay. To be with us this morning and to celebrate this very special event. And to our school community as we gather today to share in the groundbreaking ceremony. Our partnership with MSBA has created an educational opportunity that will benefit all of you and students for many, many years to come. Northborough has made a very significant investment in education, and they made that investment here actually 50 years ago with the building of the Lincoln Street Elementary School. As I was walking through and chatting with a few people who joined us this morning, I see Principal Phil Anastas, who shared with me that he was actually the first principal to open Lincoln Street Elementary School. He did share a few other stories that perhaps we'll talk about a little later, but they were all very exciting, and he did share his experience opening Lincoln Street today with me today. And I think what it says is really that Northborough has renewed its belief that supporting our schools is an excellent investment, not only for the town of Northborough, but for all of you who are seated here today and many that will pass through these halls in the years to follow. We have a motto in our teaching and learning community that really truly exemplifies what we teach and learn. We come together as one community of learners, just as we've come together to participate in the renovation project for the Lincoln Street School. But we come together to collaborate and to communicate and to critically think and try to solve problems together. These same practices frame our work and are embedded in what we do each and every day in the classroom, in our curriculum and in our instructional practices. There are many resources that exemplifies and provide examples that we share with students that illustrate this work. But as we seek to cultivate these skills in our students and encourage students to become good citizens, to work on behalf of others, and to appreciate the importance of service in education and community, I would suggest that perhaps the best example for students to learn, not from a case study in a textbook or a website or on social media, but the best example that exemplifies all of those very, very important skills: how to solve problems, how to collaborate, how to communicate, and how to think through problems, can be found right here in our hometown, right here in our neighborhood and within the community of Northborough. So thank you very much for providing such an outstanding example and being a tremendous role model for our students throughout this process, for supporting our teachers, believing in education and continuing to invest in that. It is my pleasure to introduce a few of our school committee members who are here with us before I introduce the next speaker. Our newly elected chairperson of the Northborough School Committee, John Kane, is with us today, as well as Sue Lawrence, who's a school committee member. But it is a pleasure for me to now introduce our vice chairperson, a member of the Lincoln Street Building Committee since its inception, and also a parent, Miss Patricia Cross.
Good morning. Thank you, Superintendent Johnson, for that wonderful introduction. I am Patricia Cross, member of the school committee and the building committee. And I just would like to say two words, but explain how they tie into this building project. The two words are opportunity and planning. I'm going to start with planning, because so much planning has happened for this project to get to the point where it is now. It was on the Northborough School Committee's capital improvement plan for over 10 years. The last elementary school renovated in Northborough was the Z School, and that was 15 years ago, before any of our current Lincoln Street School students were even born. But since that time, members of the school department, especially the business director, Cheryl Levesque, and a former superintendent, Charles Gabron, have worked with our town's administration, and especially our town administrator, John Coderre, in planning for this renovation project. Planning was also done by the building committee, who has met regularly since being established in early 2012. And almost 3 years ago, when our current second graders, I don't think the second graders are here, I think they might be on a field trip, but they were just entering kindergarten at that time. And that's when the building committee selected our owner's project manager, Colliers, for our renovation project. And later we brought on our architect, Lamro Pagano. They both have done extensive planning for this project. But now I get to my second word, which is opportunity. It was opportunity that really got this project going, and it was the opportunity given to us in January of 2012 from the Massachusetts School Building Authority, who gave us the opportunity by accepting us into their capital pipeline. We're very grateful to have their support for this project. But we're also really grateful, very grateful, to have the support of the Northborough taxpayers. Thank you for continuing to invest in our schools and in our students. Thanks.
Good news, kids, we're done talking. And I understand that if you guys continue to behave yourselves and in a few minutes after we're done taking some photographs that we need to do, that a couple of you are going to be able to get up, maybe put a hard hat on and take some pictures over here and make a little bit of school history as well. So if you sit quietly, and we might be able to do that for you. At this point, I'd ask that members of the building committee please come up and come forward. I do want to specifically acknowledge if you physically would please come up and come forward, the building committee members. These are the folks that have been working on this project literally for years. I want to specifically acknowledge Leslie Rutan, who is the chairperson of the building committee, who's been keeping us on track for all of this time. We should probably just go down. We have Nancy Berglund, who served on the building committee. Jason Perot is also a member of the Board of Selectmen. Leslie Rutan, chair of the committee, member of the Board of Selectmen. Patricia Cross, who was chair of the school committee at the time. Superintendent Johnson. We have our school business manager, Cheryl Levesque. Chris Larson, who is on the building committee. Julie Peterson, and of course, does anybody in the audience over here, who's the person on the end right there? Excellent. And I can't say enough about Miss Parson and her ability to not only take care of you kids, but help shepherd this project through as well. I also want to acknowledge over here we have Bill Pantazzi's a member of our Board of Selectmen here with us today, and this young lady in the front row here, chairperson of the Appropriations Committee, was instrumental in making sure support for this project went through, and this Miss Elaine Kelly, and I want to thank her personally for her support. At this point, if we can have our school building committee folks come around the side here and pick a shovel and a hat. We also, where's John Kane? John, if you come on up too. Also, where's Charles Gobrani? You try to sneak away. Come on up, Charles. I think you earned a hat and a shovel for this. All right, guys, go around back. Take your shovel, take your hat. In the middle. Steel toe, you know, it's. Where's Leslie? Come around the back here. You're in the middle. Side.
It's a touch and go situation.
Yep.
Right here, next to Maureen, please. Only a couple seconds. Right here. My question is, John, actually, here.
You should have seen they had one on top of that big mountain. They were like, they were so.
All right. We have enough shovels and hats here.
They're never.
They're never adjusted. Help me out here a second. Just clear out. We need to make sure we got hats. Grab that for me. We just need to clear out the shovels. Everybody got a shovel? Everybody got a hat? Everybody's got a shovel. Everybody needs a shovel and a hat.
Come on, this is like the sandbox.
Hey kids, you're gonna have a part in this too, okay? Everybody up here, take a shovel full of dirt. All right, kids, I want you to do this. I want you to count 1, 2, 3, and then yell as loud as you can. And when they yell, everybody toss your dirt in the pile. Okay, kids, go ahead, start the countdown. 1,